When you look up at the night sky, you see it, right? That familiar, comforting white disk, our moon.
Yeah, it's always there. Inspired so much history, stories, even if it affects the planet physically.
Exactly. It feels so singular, so alone up there. But what if that whole picture, what we think we know about our moon, maybe even our solar system, what if it's just incomplete?
That's a big question. Where are you going with this?
Well, today we're diving into something pretty wild. The multiple moons conspiracy theory.
Ah, okay. Not just sci-fi imaginings then.
No, not entirely. It's this huge, sprawling collection of ideas, really. It explores the possibility that there might be other things orbiting Earth. Moons, objects, maybe hidden, maybe cloaked, maybe deliberately kept quiet.
Okay, so a real deep dive. What's the plan?
Our mission today is basically to unpack all the sources. We're talking ancient texts, oral traditions, modern science anomalies, alleged government cover-ups, even some really out there stuff involving aliens and like artificial structure.
Wow, quite the range.
Yeah. The aim is to pull out the key bits, the interesting nuggets, to help you get a handle on just how broad and sometimes strange this whole theory is.
Got it. So where do we start? If there are other moons, where's the first hint?
Okay, let's unpack that. If there are other moons, where do we first hear about them? And surprisingly, it's not a new idea, not at all. This concept seems to be rooted way back in ancient civilizations.
Really? Like ancient records?
Yeah, across different cultures, you find these whispers. Take the Sumerians, their texts mention two moons, Sin and Nana.
Sin and Nana, okay.
And then you look at Vedic texts from ancient India, they talk about Chandrama, that's our moon, but also another kind of mysterious celestial thing with lunar traits, and it's not just written stuff.
Oral traditions too.
Exactly, all over. Like the Zulus in Africa, they have stories about a time before the second moon disappeared.
Disappeared. Interesting phrasing.
Isn't it? And here in the Americas, Hopi legends describe a sky egg that apparently cracked into two pieces. Sounds a lot like two moons, right?
It certainly paints a picture.
Even ancient Chinese astronomers. They recorded seeing two moons, one bright like ours and one much dimmer, only visible sometimes during specific alignments or what they called spirit seasons.
You know, what's fascinating there is the sheer consistency. These cultures are incredibly diverse, often geographically isolated.
Right. No internet back then.
Exactly. So were these just, I don't know, metaphors, symbolic myths, or were they actually observing real things in the sky that maybe aren't there anymore or are harder to see?
That's the core question, isn't it?
The convergence, like you said, across continents.
Yeah.
It does make you wonder. It suggests some kind of shared experience, something beyond just local folklore.
That global footprint, yeah. It really makes you pause and think, what were people actually seeing centuries ago?
Okay, so we have these ancient whispers, but fast forward to now. If these aren't just myths, are there any, modern clues? Scientific anomalies, maybe?
Right. Here's where it gets really interesting. Do we have any modern, maybe scientific hints that something else might be up there? And yeah, contemporary astronomy does have some weird bits, some unexplained things that theorists point to.
Like what specifically? Beyond just, meteors and space junk.
Well, astronomers know about things called quasi-moons and Trojan objects. These are basically small asteroids, things like 2006 RH-120 or Kamoa-Lewa. They get snagged by Earth's gravity for a while.
Right, temporary companions. Orbit for a few years, then drift off. Not really moons in the permanent sense.
Exactly. And then there are Lagrange points. These are specific spots in space between Earth and the moon where gravity kind of balances out.
Gravitational sweet spots.
Yeah, like cosmic parking spots. Stuff could theoretically hang out there for ages, maybe hidden from easy view.
Okay, so those are known phenomena. But the conspiracy theory usually goes further, right?
Oh yeah, way further. There are some pretty bold claims from alleged whistleblowers. People saying that certain parts of the Apollo mission footage, space footage, were deliberately edited or classified.
Why? What do they supposedly show?
Anomalous satellites, they called them. Or secondary moons. Things that just shouldn't have been there according to the official maps.
And that's just NASA stuff.
Nope. Amateur astronomers, too. Some claim they've caught fleeting glimpses, photos even, of faint objects orbiting Earth at weird angles. And the interesting part of that claim is how quickly these images supposedly disappear online or get debunked by experts.
The suppression angle again. So this really raises a big question. If these aren't just camera flares or bits of debris, and if there is this urgency to cover them up, as the theory claims.
Then what are they?
Exactly. What are they and why the secrecy? For proponents of the theory, that pattern of alleged suppression isn't just a side note, it's like central evidence.
Yeah, it definitely sharpens the line between things science can explain and these other anomalies that linger, especially if you factor in the possibility of a cover-up.
Right. So if these moons or objects or whatever they are, if they exist, why wouldn't we know? Why isn't it headline news?
Well, that brings us to the next layer. This part of the theory points directly at intentional secrecy, a deliberate veil drawn over the truth.
By who? Governments.
That's the main thrust. You have the Apollo cover-up theory. This alleges that some ex-NASA engineers, maybe anonymously, maybe through leaks, claim astronauts saw other moons, or something like them, during the missions.
And they were told to keep quiet.
Ordered to, supposedly, with mission transmission scrubbed clean of anything problematic. Then there's the alleged Roscosmos link.
The Russian Space Agency.
Yeah. Claims from insiders there, apparently, that they were tracking hidden lunar companions way back in the 1960s, but it was never made public.
Why not?
Fear, supposedly. Fear of sparking some kind of space race over these anomalies. An arms race, almost.
Okay, so government secrecy is one angle. What else?
Well, the theory also touches on scientific institutions. Claims that researchers who submitted papers on unexplained orbital bodies got shut down, denied publication.
On what grounds?
A recurring theme, allegedly, was that these things didn't act like natural moons. Orbits too perfect, maybe. Or they reflected light, strangely, almost. Artificially.
Artificially. That opens another door.
It does. And then there's the Vatican Observatory question. It's a bit speculative, but theorists ask, why does the Vatican run such a powerful observatory?
The suggestion being they know something.
Yeah. Maybe they've known for centuries about these other moons, maybe tied to some kind of divine origins or ancient knowledge they're keeping under wraps.
So if you connect all those dots, the theory isn't just saying these things are hidden by distance or darkness, it's saying they're hidden by intention.
Exactly. Hidden by governments, institutions, the systems we generally trust for information. It paints a pretty unsettling picture if you buy into it.
It definitely makes you think about why someone would want such secrecy. Is it preventing panic? Maintaining control? Hiding something even bigger?
Yeah, the motivations are a whole other rabbit hole. And speaking of bigger, this is where the theory really takes off into some imaginative territory. It connects these supposed hidden moons to things far grander, maybe even alien.
Okay, now we're getting into the really speculative stuff.
Pretty much. Some proponents flat out suggest that at least one of these moons isn't natural at all.
Like man-made, or not man-made.
Maybe not man-made. An artificial structure.
Right.
Could be a massive spacecraft, like an observation post maybe left over from some ancient civilization. Almost like a Death Star kind of idea.
Wow, okay, that's a leap.
It is, and it often gets tied into the whole Black Knight satellite phenomenon. Some say the Black Knight isn't just a satellite, it's actually one of these cloaked moons, only visible in non-standard light spectra, like infrared or microwave.
The Black Knight. That's been around in conspiracy circles for ages.
It has, and it gets wilder. You see connections to David Icke's theories.
Ah, the reptilian hypothesis.
Yep, and the hollow moon idea, suggesting one or more of these moons are bases, maybe for reptilian overlords, using them to beam signals, manipulate human consciousness.
Okay, that's definitely out there.
Deep end of the pool, for sure. But then, look at the more recent UAP stuff. The whistleblower testimonies from like 2023 to 2025.
The stuff about gravitational anomalies.
Exactly. Theorists point out that some of those reported anomalies line up suspiciously with the alleged positions of these hidden moons, the implication being maybe UAPs are traveling to and from these hidden bases.
Connecting current events to the older theory.
Right. And one more technical bit, moon bounce technology. Ham radio operators sometimes bounce signals off the moon.
Right.
Chris.
Moon-Earth communication.
Well, there are rare accounts of weird rogue echoes, as if the signal bounced off the moon, and then something else nearby, maybe smaller, maybe hidden, another reflector.
Interesting. So what really stands out here is how these theories weave together. They take the basic multiple moons idea and merge it with broader themes: surveillance, alien contact, hidden control.
Totally. It pushes you to ask, are we just on a planet with one moon? Or are we part of a much bigger, more complex cosmic neighborhood, maybe one that's already inhabited, or at least monitored, right under our noses?
It definitely reframes our place in the universe, if any of it holds water. From lonely planet to potentially observed territory.
It absolutely taps into those deep curiosities, doesn't it? About life out there, advanced tech, hidden realities.
But whenever you have theories this provocative, you always get pushback. skepticism counter-arguments.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where the debate gets really heated. There's essentially an information war around this stuff.
So what's the mainstream scientific take?
Well, the standard scientific view is pretty clear. Any anomalies are explainable. Orbital mechanics, space debris, maybe atmospheric effects or camera glitches. Totally natural stuff.
Okay, the rational explanation.
Right. But critics, the people who believe in the multiple moons, they often see that dismissal as part of the problem. They claim it's a deliberate disinformation campaign to keep people looking away.
The nothing to see here approach.
Exactly. And in the digital age, this gets specific. Claims that platforms like YouTube or tools like Google Sky, even live telescope feeds, are actively removing or blurring images that might show a secondary moon.
Actual censorship.
That's the claim. And the question they pose is, why? If these are just harmless glitches or asteroids, why the effort to suppress them?
It does seem odd, if true.
And it gets tangled up with other unconventional ideas, too. You even see some crossover with flat Earth beliefs, believe it or not.
How does that fit in?
Some flat Earth proponents suggest second or third moons are just part of a giant projection system simulating the sky. Now, that's really out there, but these ideas gain traction when people feel there's a lack of transparency from official sources.
Right, distrust fuels speculation.
And the newest twist involves AI. Theories suggesting that maybe AI-controlled satellites are monitoring these hidden moons now and using algorithms to filter out or suppress any footage or data that might reveal them before it goes public.
Wow, AI is the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
That's a modern conspiracy angle. You know, it brings up a really fundamental point. When there's so much alleged effort to erase something, to keep it hidden from the public record.
Doesn't that just make you want to look harder?
For some people, absolutely. The very act of perceived suppression becomes, in a way, evidence for the thing being suppressed.
Yeah.
It's a tricky cycle.
It really highlights the challenge today, doesn't it? Trying to figure out what's real in an ocean of information and disinformation. You constantly have to question who's telling the story and why.
Definitely. A critical mind is essential.
So we've gone from ancient myths to modern tech, alleged cover-ups, even aliens. It's been quite a journey. What does this all mean for us, just living our lives down here, looking up at the sky?
That's the big takeaway question, isn't it? How does this change our perspective?
Our moon. It's always been this constant companion in Earth's story. But what if these theories, even a sliver of them, are true? Have we completely misunderstood our place? Are we not just a planet-moon duo, but part of a bigger, stranger celestial family?
And if we are, who benefits from keeping that a secret?
Right. Is it governments worried about panic or losing control? Is it secret groups hoarding knowledge or tech?
Yeah.
Or is it something else entirely? Something non-human, maybe, operating just out of sight.
The possibilities are endless, really, once you open that door.
Looking ahead, it's interesting to think about private spaceflight. Could SpaceX or Blue Origin accidentally live stream something? Just, oops, there it is.
Or maybe advanced AI, ironically, could be used to find it, sifting through vast amounts of sky data, bypassing any human sensors.
That's a thought. So what can you, the listener, do? Well, your eyes on the sky.
Become an observer.
Yeah. We really encourage you. Look up, use binoculars, get one of those sky map apps like Stellarium or Sky Safari. Compare photos you find online, ask questions, talk to local amateur astronomers.
Collective curiosity.
Exactly. If there's any truth to this massive conspiracy, it's probably going to be unraveled by lots of people looking, sharing, and questioning together, not relying on just one source.
You absolutely don't have to believe everything we've talked about today. Much of it is highly speculative, but maybe. Next time you look up at our moon, just ask yourself,
What else to be up there?
what else is up there?
Yeah.
And perhaps more importantly, why might we not be allowed to know?
A thought to leave you with. Well, thank you for joining us on this pretty mind-bending journey through the hidden skies.
It's been fascinating to explore.
Whether you're a firm believer, a total skeptic, or just enjoy pondering the what-ifs, remember that deep dives like this aren't always about finding concrete answers.
Sometimes it's just about asking the questions.
Exactly, having the courage to ask the questions others might avoid. So, stay curious, stay skeptical, and definitely always keep looking up.
Good advice.
This was The Deep Dive, and you've been listening to The Hidden Skies, The Conspiracy of Multiple Moons. Good night, or maybe good orbit.